Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky Channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. A very good afternoon, good morning, and good evening from wherever you are. Welcome to this amazing show. It's going to be bright, it's going to be beautiful because the panelists are extremely beautiful. Yes, we are back on the hot this or that panel with the wonderful Cherise and, of course, the one and only Debbie. I'll let them introduce themselves, how they want it, and how they like it. Hi, you guys.
Yeah, we're doing really, really well. Yes.
Debbie, tell us about yourself. I mean, for people who just looked on the screen and say, who is that
Who is
blonde
that
hottie?
woman? I'm Deborah J. Kelly, and I do an awful lot, actually. I'm a reality TV actress, a red carpet host, a fashion presenter. I've published 6 books. I'm just on my 7th book.
Wow.
I own a beauty school, a televised beauty school, actually. For some reason, they kind of like it. And I'm a founder of quite a lot of, I work with quite a lot of multicultural charities. So I'm currently an ambassador for Ladies of All Nations. That's where I feel really passionate to kind of integrate with the different communities. And yeah, that's it really.
Brilliant.
I've got other things up and coming as well.
Always keep them under the sleeves.
Always
Yes,
entrepreneurial.
yes.
So.
I must say that every time I meet Debbie on red carpet, she's always like, these ladies just landed from Hollywood. Like, absolutely amazing.
Do
Beautiful.
you know what? That's lovely of you to say that, because I actually don't get out of bed like it. So.
Welcome on the show.
Unless I sleep like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't move, just be still in bed.
Welcome on the show, Debbie. And of course, welcome back, another hottie, all the way from Southern Africa. Yes, Zambia, the first winner of Big Brother Africa. Yes, we are blessed to have a Cherise. For people who don't know much about you, please do tell them.
Oh, thank you, Pauline, for having me. Yes, I am the first ever winner of the Big Brother Africa show, and I will cling to it 20, 50 years later. Yes, I always will be the first, I suppose. I suppose that was the biggest event in my life, and that's where a lot of people would remember me from. But since then, I've moved on, or should I say gone back to my charity work, and I've used my fame to carry on working for the less privileged in society. And so I have the Cherise Makovale Foundation, which supports orphans and vulnerable children and grassroots women in Zambia. We're just in Zambia at the moment because that's where I'm originally from, although I'm living in the UK. I also work with people living with disabilities, and I have a center in a town called Chipata, which is in Zambia on the border with Malawi. And that also, we're trying to turn it into a skills training center for people living with disabilities for the community. So I'm very much a charity worker and an entrepreneur. That's my main thing. I just like to be a voice for the voiceless and to carry on helping where I can. And it's very hard, I know, sometimes to help, you know, everyone. It is hard. But, you know, everyone can help someone. You know, everyone can help someone.
Absolutely.
So you can visit my website on www.makovale.foundation.
Now, viewers must agree with me that I've carefully selected this panel this time round because these people they're philanthropists, they're entrepreneurs, they are people that, advocate for injustice. So, guys, thank you very much for being who you are, apart from being loud.
Naturally.
Yes,
Naturally loud. Now, guys, let's go to the topic. A very, very important topic, I think, in the world, about marriage. Now, the question we are asking is marriage an achievement? Is marriage an achievement? The lines are open, 0208-808-0693. If you're shy to call, as usual, you can text or WhatsApp 075655-01423. All the details are on the screen. But first, let's hear from the panelists. I don't know, I'm spoiled for choice. Who do I start with?
We've been talking about this.
We have actually, yeah.
It's a topic that we think you can actually easily argue both sides. Okay, so I'll say it's not.
You say it's not.
I'm going to say it's not an
Sherry
achievement.
Smakwali says it's not.
It's not an achievement. It's not an achievement. I'm happily married, but it is not an achievement.
Do you know, I'm actually surprised to hear that from you.
Really?
Yeah, because I was expecting, I don't know, maybe because you're an African and you are very passionate about your marriage.
Yeah. You know what? Yes, I am all of that.
Yes.
But putting a word to it as an achievement might it might lead you into a direction where you think that's your goal. And this causes a lot of problems, especially for African women. When you grow up thinking, oh, I'm going to get married and I'm going to have a husband, it becomes your goal. You forget about yourself. And I'm speaking from experience. You forget about yourself. I was married before. And when you go and you feel, oh my God, this is my thing, this is my goal, and then you lose yourself. When that breaks down, you break down too.
Yes.
So I respect marriage as an institution. You know, everybody would love some companion, but it is a phase in life and not an achievement.
Quite interesting.
That's deep. That's very deep.
I just realised I have my sunglasses on the top of my head, so it might be...
Let's make the whole place bright.
Just the sun was shining.
Now, Debbie, what do you say?
Yeah, very interesting, because I actually don't think that marriage is an achievement either. So I'm actually partly agreeing, because
agreeing that it's an achievement
yeah, I'm sitting on the fence, because I didn't get married until I was 42 years old, and when I was married, the identity of Deborah J. Kelly really kind of faded into the background. He didn't support me in it. He didn't like to be second, like in the shadow, if you see what I mean. He wanted to be the number one, right, not the number two. And so actually, everything sort of went by the wayside, and really I spent most of my time trying to look after him, which I hadn't been used to doing. You know, dinner on the table all the time.
But what does a wife do? What does a wife do?
Well, I wouldn't even go into that in a huge way, but you know, headaches.
Debbie, no, I know you want to carry on, but very quickly before, there's a point you just mentioned there before I forget. You said that he didn't support you in terms of what? Your career, your projects, or what?
Well, he was very quiet. You know, he was from a farming background. He didn't really like the limelight, and he didn't want to be a part of it.
So you're saying he didn't support your own project, your own career?
No, he very much didn't want me to have it, really. You know, he wanted me to be out of that.
But when he met you, he knew what you were doing.
He did.
But this is the argument I have with women, and I think that's where a lot of women get it wrong.
Exactly.
Did you marry him as your mentor, your business mentor? Or did you marry him as, you know, that person you meet in the bedroom, not in the boardroom? You see, that's why I stopped when I said, people actually end their marriages because their husband is not supporting their project. And I'm thinking, are you serious? Did you marry him to support your business?
But that's the problem when you're in a marriage.
Yes.
And you don't know who you are. You don't have that strength in you. You lose yourself. And then you start thinking that, you know, you start blaming maybe the other person. Fine, it could be that. But the problem is you have to enter a marriage when you know who you are, when you're comfortable, you know. And even if he doesn't support you, maybe he's not supporting you financially or something, but he doesn't want to be in public. But still, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You know? Yes, okay, then we carry on.
That actually, I mean, I married for love, okay? And I married for love, but he was supportive at the beginning. But then what happened was, because he was relocating from Ireland, he didn't have any financial business in the UK, so I ended up supporting him financially in everything, and that sort of included paying for everything. And what actually happened at the end was that I helped him to found a business, and when he started to make the money, we ended up we separated, and you know, and the thing is, financially at the end of that, he even tried to take my house, which was mine before he even came to the UK. I mean, it was just a horrible situation.
Yeah, but that's more of the gentleman that you married. isn't it?
Right.
It's more the gentleman and not necessarily the...
He was a gentleman. He was very
the
romantic.
guy that you married.
He, and he did treat me to exactly how a lady, or I believe a lady, should be treated. I mean, I didn't just marry him, having stayed unmarried.
But when you married him, did you feel like that was an achievement? Did you feel that?
But that's what Debbie's coming to. So your first point was, it's not an achievement. Basically, it wasted your time.
Right.
So, but you said you're sitting on the fence.
I'm sitting on the fence.
So then you have another view about it being a little bit of an
big
achievement.
time, because I got to the age of 42 as a very, very successful entrepreneurial woman. I mean, I'd achieved, I'd made, the businesses had turned over millions, way back, going back to sort of 30 years of age. So, so I always knew that I was, I was very good at what I did, and I knew the direction I was going in. But I suddenly sort of woke up at the age of 40 onwards thinking, well, what's the point of being on your
panic
own?
shopping.
You can't share anything. I mean, I've got things I can't share with people on my own. I want to have somebody that I can wake up with and do things together and share what we have together. And that was my wake-up call, really, where I thought, gosh, I'm 40, all of a sudden I'm not married.
You've got all these things.
I've got all these things, and I've worked so hard to achieve them, but I haven't got somebody that I can say I love, that literally, is going to be there for me, and I can have a proper relationship with. And so actually, marriage was an achievement at that time, because to meet somebody when you're 40 plus, a lot of people are either already married, or they're, they've already got commitments, they've got children, they're paying maintenance, support child maintenance because they're not in a marriage anymore. So they've all got commitments.
So did you feel like you were lucky? Did you feel like you were lucky and you felt special and you achieved something?
I thought I was very lucky to find this man who was quite innocent, deeply religious, which I think I've talked about before. Didn't play the numbers game, didn't sleep with women randomly. He was quite an old-fashioned man with an old-fashioned upbringing, and I thought, this is all that I stand for, and I'll snap him up.
Wow.
So it's nice to have. I think at the end of it all, we all want someone.
Yes.
That's what it is. That I'm not arguing that at all. We all want someone. It's nice for someone to share your life with. I'm very happily married. I love my husband. I love to do all the wifey things.
We can see that, Cherie.
I can do all the wifey things. But I think I met him at a time when I was in a position where I knew myself better. That's all, and getting married.
So, Cherie, there's no point that you panic saying, oh my gosh, my age is going up and I need to.
You know what? Not so much panic. It was more, I cannot live with someone without being married. At the end of it all, if I meet someone, as much as it's not an achievement, there's no way we're just going to live together as boyfriend and wife. I know it's very acceptable in the modern world. Yes. Personally, no. Personally, no. I believe in the institution of marriage. I believe in that very much. It's just that when you're in a marriage, it's nice to have a husband who does his own thing, is independent, you do your own thing to independent, and then you're supporting each other as well, where you can. Sometimes my husband comes with me to places where he doesn't even understand. Sometimes I do the same, but sometimes he doesn't. Because,
and sometimes he says no.
And sometimes he
I'm
says
sorry.
No, not today.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Really, exactly.
I'm very happy with that.
I don't know, maybe because I've been really independent, like I don't know that I was born independent, so even
maybe
I was born independent. I left home.
I kind of get that.
I left home at the age of 18, but I started helping my mom running a business at the age of 14. So I've had this urge for independence that my husband has to peep and see, what are you doing? Do you need help? Do you? No, and most times I say no, no, because that thing you were saying about you want to be able to stand on your own, that if anything happens and there's a separation, then I don't even want him to take credit and say he helped me. Do you know that's how bad I am? That's how bad I am.
Oh my God. But I can understand from African culture, especially African culture, if you're brought up as thinking marriage is an achievement, it's what you have to aim for.
Right.
And men are brought up, oh my God, go to school, go to university, become a doctor, look after your mother.
Yes.
It's different. So women, I can understand where they think, oh my God, I have to get married, I have to get married. Me, I'm not married. And you see women doing all kinds of things to get married.
You get into your 30s.
You're
not married yet.
You start panicking.
Oh dear me, you are in this hell.
And then
you know?
it doesn't help because the culture will say, but why are you not married? Why are you not married? Why, you know, so
and they throw the words just out like
it's the same. It's the same. You know, I mean, I used to get the same thing.
Old.
You know, why are you not? Of course. Of course, you know, I mean, I'm not even going to get into this, right? But the comments that I used to get, you know, you've been left on the shelf, you know, you're going to be a spinster, you're going to be sitting there knitting, you know, with your slippers on.
With cats.
But with lots of cats. Actually, I did have a cat, but that's another story. The thing is, I think that I frighten men. Right, and that's that's the whole crux of the matter. Unless a man
made you feel,
is more successful than you, okay, which is hard, right? Then they are always going to feel like intimidated by you, and this is the problem that I have. I meet a lot of men, right? A lot. There's never a problem meeting them. But because I'm an entrepreneur, because I'm out there, they feel very threatened. They think, well, I can't live up to her expectations. I'm not going to be able to support her. So actually, it's harder, I believe, for a really independent woman.
So that's why when you met your husband, you thought, whoa, I've achieved something. Because a lot of the other ones that you've been trying to were running away because they were intimidated.
Yes,
wow,
because
that's a different view.
But also,
he
he was completely the opposite to me.
Yeah.
And sometimes that works. So actually, we did have complete differences. I mean, I don't tend to go for people that are the same as me because we'd end up beating each other up. I mean, we'd end up like this all the time. He actually had a quiet nature. He was a gentle personality, and it worked. You know, it worked. But then the actual entrepreneur, the business and everything, it just came in between in the end, you know.
I suppose it's very hard. But sometimes I look at, do you remember Her Excellency Joyce Banda, former President of Malawi? Imagine a woman president and how supportive she said her husband was.
I've met both of them, you know, and we've hanged out for about 3 days, and
so
the husband was absolutely incredible. I used to sit there and just think, really? Even after she's now former, president, the husband really treats her with so much respect, even holding her hands up.
I want one of those.
You know,
there is that. There are men who will support. They can understand and accept that maybe you're more, you hold maybe a higher power, higher office than them. You may have more money than them, but there are men who will accept that. And still just play, you know, an equal playing role.
But he's probably successful as well. He probably has.
Is he successful? I mean, if you're married to the
man,
if you're married
he's a magistrate, he's a judge.
So he already has a level of, you know.
So yours was not.
He's secure. No, he was completely insecure, and the higher that I got, the more established I got, the lower he felt. And in the end, he actually really resented me.
But did you do anything to make him feel, like, you know, like darling?
Matter,
yes, of course. I mean,
I love you.
Yes,
all these
course.
things are wonderful things.
I mean, yes, and it was for us. I mean, I worked 7 days a week to support him, so it was for us. Right, you know, everything that I did was actually trying to work toward a future goal. But I just think he had that level of insecurity in him anyway. I think what attracted him in the first place was my dynamics, but what actually ended it was those dynamics.
He couldn't stand it.
The same dynamics that were there from the beginning. We're there at the end, and it's quite interesting.
Do you know what, Debbie and Cherise, hold on to that thought. Let's hear what, you know, the other panelists going to join us will say. So don't go away. We'll be right back. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky Channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky Channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky Channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky Channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss. Yes, we are back. I was just still thinking of that topic. How do we come back in and talk, because the panel has been heated. We are now joined by the amazing Noylin, who's coming all the way from Yorkshire, I think. Is that Yorkshire, I think?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Welcome. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Good, good, good. We haven't seen you for a while.
I know, I know. Well, that's all part of life, isn't it?
And what a topic to land in. What a topic. What a topic, Noylin. Now tell us, what is your thought?
Well, marriage, it depends on the individual, to be honest. Some people might see it as an achievement, while some doesn't. And in
So you're
today's-
sitting in the middle before we carry on.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's get straight into it.
Yes.
Yes, so it depends on the individual. And in this day and age, most of us young people don't see marriage as an achievement anymore. In fact, I think it's the society that is imposing it on us. After going through a research this morning, I noticed that whenever you put up something on social media, let's say you got engaged or you're getting married, you get many likes. Unlike when you say, oh, you've passed, you've achieved a qualification or something like that. So you get more likes. Why is that? Why does getting engaged? Why does getting married? You have 200 likes and congratulations everywhere.
Yes.
So basically, that way, society is also imposing it that it's more of an achievement than anything else in our life.
But personally, Noylin, what about you? What do you think? I know your husband might be watching.
Well, for me personally, marriage is not an achievement. It's not an achievement. It's just part of life. If you happen to fall in love and meet someone you like, and try to have a family together, then that's it. But I wouldn't classify it as an achievement. Unlike I would classify a qualification from university or from school or
Yes.
from
I mean, in the
anywhere
beginning
else.
when you were talking, you said something like, we don't see it. The young people now don't see it as an achievement anymore. So back then, if we were to go back then, would you have seen it as an achievement because of the pressure that was put on you?
Yes, it was back then, because back in the, let's say, 50s, women stayed at home to raise the kids and look after the homes. And for you as a woman then, that was what was expected from you. So to get married and, you know, be able to look after your husband and kids was an achievement then. But
Yeah.
like I said, it's
It's
gradually
funny you say
changing.
that.
Yeah.
I was watching a new series on Netflix called Cable Girls.
Yes.
And it's set in the 1920s. And you could see how there's this new company, it's a telecommunications company, and they employed so many women working there on the switchboard and everything. And then even the husband, some of them work in the same company. So one of the husband gets promoted, and he tells the wife to say, oh, now I'm earning enough money, so you can stay home. And this is how it was those days, and you could see, and she's obeyed. But secretly, she doesn't want to. She wants to enjoy her job, she wants to enjoy her life. But because of society, it imposes, and because you can't really, you'll be looked upon as the odd one out. If you're not following what society allows, what is seen as the norm. And I think this is the biggest challenge. Once you can stand up and get out of the norm and be yourself, especially nowadays where anything is possible, we're not back in those days. I think then, you know, you can do what you like, what you prefer without the consequences of society, you know. Yeah.
That's a really, really good point.
Yes.
My parents celebrate their 70th wedding anniversary next month.
Wow.
Now,
70.
my mother, she got an allowance, you know, so she was paid an allowance. She was a home keeper. She looked after the home, the children, everything else. Dad went out, he supported the family. Dinner was on the table at 4:30. And, you know, that was the real kind of unit that was known to be, you know, what it used to be in those days. I remember, my mother never drove, but I remember my mum speaking to my father for quite some time to be allowed to go and work part-time in Boots. And even when she did, he wasn't very happy about it. I mean, it was really, you know, and that's what I saw growing up. And indeed, my brother's the same thing. I mean, he's been married for a very long time too. I think something like about 45 years. So I actually the odd one out. But you know, I saw that, and I think part of me rebelled against it actually, because I left home and I went to London. You know, the big bad world. I wanted to be big in media, and I left at 25 and just went to London and never looked back. Whereas all of my family have stayed in the same place. So I think I was
did
always.
they see you as an odd one out?
Odd one out.
Yeah, they did, and I know that many times they looked at me as if to go, God, you know, what's wrong with her? She's not married. You know, is there something wrong with her? Like, why doesn't she get a husband? You know, like I had to be married to be complete. Which was, you know, again, in those days, it was expected. You know, you were expected to take on a husband, you were expected to have children, and I didn't do that.
But according to what Noylin is saying, which is true, I mean, I see people get engaged and people get married and there's a lot of likes. Do you think that's creeping back again? You know, the achievement, people seeing that, wow, she's married now, it's an achievement. Do you think it's creeping back?
It never left.
It never left.
It never left. It just sort of, it's still hanging there. It never left, you see. The society is still the same. And because with things like social media, Facebook, you know, Facebook, how many people go on Facebook and say, oh, I'm divorced, oh my God, my husband has left me? How many do that?
Right. And
But
there's no stigma now like there
$10,000
used
ring
to
or
be.
something, oh, it's all over. Because it's not the reality of life. People commit suicide just because they see pictures of how happy people are on Facebook. So it is that society,
not
it's
the
still there.
reality,
It's not the
you're right.
reality, but it's still part of that society and it's still there. I'm telling you, it's
But also, it's
never
more
left.
acceptable for a woman to be single now. You know, before the divorce word, the big D, you know, oh, and I mean, and an illegitimate child, you know, in my mum's day and age and things like that. So it has changed, and actually, you know, men and women can have a full-on relationship as if they were married without being married. Whereas in my mum's day and age, if you do more than kiss, you'd have to marry.
Yes. That's true. That is true.
You know, they don't
the
have to now.
African society, isn't it? Some
Yeah,
of it
I mean,
has changed.
Yeah, but I mean, in my home where I come from, I think marriage is still a sacred thing. I mean, people are still whispering about the cousins who are not married.
Of course.
You know, I don't know whether it's just in the village. Yes,
See,
or it's just in the setting. People are still, I don't know about Nigeria.
I think so. Quite right. Mostly in Africa, it's still very big. Like you said, it's never been.
Never gone.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, it's still out there.
We need to learn a lot
And you
about
know, in Africa, we love marriage. We love weddings. So when, in fact, to do a wedding, you have to go and steal or something like that to make it, you know, very the way it should be.
So do you think Britain loves weddings? Do you think we feel the same way?
I think not at this time and age anymore.
I don't.
But
I really don't. I think
definitely African
family
unit.
I really do. I think it's, I do.
They try to outdo each other in weddings, don't they?
Yes. Do you think that they've lost the family unit?
I think we've lost the family unit. I really do. I mean, people, you know, they don't need to get married now. They can have children out of wedlock. You know, everybody, like you said very rightly, is publicising that they're divorced on Facebook. You know,
I don't think Africans do that.
No,
the diaspora Africans.
No, you never see it.
I have seen British. Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, British people do that. Africans, I think people will just be like,
do you know
we're scared to come near you.
The good things of life.
We only put the good things on. We are scared. Image is
you
so
don't
big
want to
in
hear
Africa.
what people are going to talk about you.
But I think that's a good thing. I don't actually think that's a bad thing. Because, well, who
having said that,
wants all their dirty laundry aired in
public?
public?
But it's perpetuating a society where you think that's the good thing to do. That's the good thing. And then if you're the odd one out who said, okay, you know, I'm divorced, and you know, then you look at the person, she doesn't have a husband. You know, there is that.
Right.
Which it's
but
still
having
natural.
said that, even in the diaspora, you can still hear pockets of people whispering about Africans, you know, saying, oh, she's now divorced, she's now, it's still
Really?
it's still a really bad thing.
I've not actually
it is.
I think one thing we are accepting here in the UK as in the diaspora is women who are over 30, they're beginning to accept, well, I'm not married, I can't just go and get married to anyone. Let me live my life. Let me focus on my business. You know, let me just enjoy life.
Yeah.
This is what we've like gradually start to accept now.
We're accepting the single life.
Yeah, we are accepting the single life, and so are the men as well. I think most men do understand now. So,
but do we want to? Do we want to?
Divorces have
Do we really want to?
Do we want to do what?
Do we want to really accept the single life? Do we?
Yeah, but
or is it a product? Is it a product of society?
A product of the diaspora society, because in Africa it's still not that common. You know, the single life is not common.
I would say, especially in the UK, in Europe, I think, you see the divorce rate now is about 50%.
It's huge.
Right.
It's huge.
It's
People
huge.
here, it's very common to just live together. They don't really have to sign a piece of paper. It's very common.
Right.
But it's also very common to divorce very quickly, you know, people divorce a lot. Whereas in Africa, it's a long process. But slowly, people are beginning to say, you know what? I don't have to be in a relationship.
Yes.
You know, when the person is beating me or is not looking after me.
Yes.
Even some of the African friends
They
I
used
know
to have
have
to stay.
started divorcing. So it is changing.
So there's more
It is
freedom
changing.
for women now.
Yeah, whereas you guys publicize it.
Yes.
And even you're happy to have hold a party. The Africans in the diaspora, we keep it quiet. We keep it very quiet.
They said to me, oh, when I said I was really unfortunate that my marriage hadn't worked, because I married for life. I don't think people look at this. I married because I wanted to stay married for life. I'd chosen that direction. I don't think people take this that seriously. And when I said it hadn't worked, several people said to me, are you going to have a divorce party? And I was like, what's a divorce party? Like, oh, you should have one, right?
Me.
I wasn't in that place to want to celebrate the fact that I was getting divorced, you know, because I felt a failure.
I was just going to ask you that. Were you disappointed that your achievement sort of you lost your achievement?
Very. I felt a failure. I mean, I tried to make it work. I would have reconciled it, but it broke down, and there was nothing that I could do about it. And I felt that I had failed in my marriage because I married for life. And it was a very difficult thing to then suddenly, I was actually very upset about my marriage ending, not just the relationship, but my marriage, that I'd taken a vow, you know, I'd had a Christian blessing. I'd said before, you know, in my vows that I was marrying for life, for death do us part. So it was very, very difficult for me, and it took a number of years to accept that it had fallen down.
Noeline, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so then, when your marriage breaks down, does it mean like you've not succeeded? Because an achievement is something. Let's say you had a child. Shouldn't you say you still, you know, you still did the best you could do, and
you still had an achievement?
You still had an achievement.
Yes, I suppose. I just think that you just feel so awful about it. You know, it's because it was marriage. You know, it's not like the end of a relationship, which could be bad enough. But when you're actually ending a marriage, I mean,
but wasn't it because you loved him? I mean, it must be the love aspect here, because you loved this man.
Yeah.
And I would look at marriage with love. You will accept because you love this man. This is the man you wanted to live your life with, and not necessarily the institution of marriage, because you can be married and then you can be miserable.
You can be married and not married.
You can be married and not,
be.
you know, so it's not an achievement. But if you love someone and maybe you were getting on and then maybe things just didn't work out.
But I think I understand Debbie's side, because
I
Debbie,
failed in the eyes of the Lord. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
also
just, it was my vow that I took. It was the end of the marriage, of the vow. It's an interesting thing, but because I am a Christian, because I have my belief as well, it was actually failing in that side of things, as well as the fact that it was just the marriage. You know,
what about your family? What about your family that used to push you and say, you know, she's not married yet? Did you feel like they were going to
when
talk
they saw
again?
what happened, you know, within the marriage, I think they were fully supportive of me not being in that marriage any longer. But even so, you know, my father is 90 years old. I think he would like to, you know, to have his life, you know, when he, God forbid anything happens to him, I think he would like to have known that I was being looked after, that I was being settled, you know, and that everything would be okay.
Yes. Wow.
So that was a big, you know, that was a big thing for him.
Well, go on, Noeline.
Yeah, okay. And you see, this is another thing why this is so happening in Africa. Now, because we think it's an achievement, and you're under an abusive relationship, you don't want to get out because you feel like you failed.
You're going to fail in your marriage.
Your marriage has failed, and you don't want to lose
There's a word for it in my language. We call it Shipikisha Club.
Okay, here. You'll have to explain to that later.
Shipikisha Club is it's like a Zambian saying where you say, oh, no matter what's happening in your marriage, you don't leave, you don't leave.
Yeah.
And the problem is sometimes when you go to the relatives, they tell you, yes, it doesn't matter, you know, you are the wife. Maybe he's going to change. Yes, you know, you're the wife. Don't worry if he's misbehaving. You're the wife. Yes. Maybe you're miserable. Maybe he's had a child with somebody else. Maybe there's another woman. You know, but because you feel like, oh my God, I can't break the mold. I have to stay in my marriage.
Yes.
Because you've seen it as the achievement. You don't know yourself. You're gonna. How are you going to survive after that? You know, so that's the problem. It's still there.
I think children make a difference as well, because we never had any children, but I think people have stayed together and will continue to stay together for the sake of the children.
Yes,
actually.
yes,
I think
absolutely.
that's a big part.
Absolutely. I mean, this panel is heating. It's heating. It's heating. However, we now have to welcome our new panelist, Marina Nani. We're going in for a break. When we do come back, we'll hear her views. The Pauline Long Show is a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky channel 182, that's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky channel 182, that's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular global talk show. As you know, watching us from right here in the UK, you can always tune in on Sky channel 182. That's Ben Television. We want to discuss issues that affects you. Hi, this is the Pauline Long Show. It's a very popular... Welcome back. Yes, we are live. Oh, Charisse has left us, but you know what? Her spirit is still here. We still want to hear from her. Charisse, come on. We still want to hear from you. But now we have the one and only, the beautiful, the gorgeous, the wonderful, the marvelous Marina Nani. I mean, for those who don't know Marina, please, Marina, tell them who you are, what you do, what things you founded.
So I am the Stardust Queen.
Yes.
And I believe we are all coming from the same place, from Stardust. And we are all going the same place. We are going to deliver the Stardust. So in a marriage, there are two people. And a marriage is not for life. A marriage is only for love. I think that we should have a man here right now to tell us what they think about living in an institution, because marriage is an institution as long as you do not feel you live in an institution.
Right.
So I believe in marriage.
Yes.
I had a very happy marriage, and the result of the happiness, there are 3 wonderful children, which means the world to me. And somebody telling me that marriage is not an achievement, they are in denial.
So you are straightforward saying marriage is an achievement.
Biggest achievement of your life.
Biggest achievement?
Yes.
Right, okay. Elaborate. There we go, interesting, yeah.
Yes. I know. So
yes.
This is, you said quite rightly, it is very personal.
Yeah.
And it is what you make of it. So, yes, it's easy to say marriage is just an experience or put it down to experience when fails. But what you've done about it is very important, equally important as love.
Yes.
So I know men are looking for women who could make them.
Yes.
And I know women are looking for men who could support them, which is a big difference. So I think, to be honest, men know better than women what they want. They want to be part of something big, something wonderful, something that makes them who they are, who they could be. And women, maybe they want just a sugar daddy or somebody who is going to support them. And that's a trend in society
Are
today.
you serious?
Yes, I am. It is a trend, and I think men get easily hurt because they really want the family. They really want the wife who is going to be the mother of their children, and they depend on that woman. They cannot
can
give
see
life.
straight up, Marina's sticking up for the men.
Yes.
And she's obviously declared, no, marriage is not an achievement. Debbie, you were laughing and thinking, oh my goodness,
Yes.
did she really say that? Why?
Yes. Because from where I'm sitting, I've never had a man support me. I've always had to support myself, and if anything, I've been the person supporting them as well. So it's quite a controversy for me to say that a woman wants a sugar daddy, because actually it'd be very difficult for me to get a sugar daddy at my age anyway. But he'd be fairly old.
I did not mean you. I meant that lots of women, they just want to be supported instead of empowering themselves, instead of discovering who they truly are, so they could contribute to this beautiful, amazing fruit of love, which is marriage. Remember, you are going to raise children together, so you better marry the right man, because otherwise a lot of people are going to suffer around you, and I don't think women are designed that way.
Right, that's what I said earlier on. I think, Marina, you weren't here, but I said earlier on that for my husband, I'm very independent, you know, in a way that he would even beg me to support me. Why? Because I just want to do my own achievements. I want to stand alone, and if anything happens, then he's not going to take credit and say, oh, I'm the one that made you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
And
it's my own achievement.
It's your own achievement. And this is
so if the marriage, you know, if anything happens to the marriage, would I say that I've lost an achievement? I don't know.
I think times have changed though, because I think a long time ago, a woman would marry a good husband to raise their children. Okay, so this is what we were talking about, the family unit. But the family unit now is not as it used to be. Women are so much more independent now. Women actually need men less, and I think this causes a problem for men, because I think that men are looking at... No, but I think that men are
women need men less.
I think they do, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that a man used to know where he stood. He used to be the supporter in the family unit. The woman would bring up the children. The woman would keep the family home, and the man would know where he was.
But that's not
now,
true. That's not
with
true.
the independence of a woman, I think that a woman needs a man less. You know,
Marina,
supporting him financially.
That's not true.
It is.
Because you don't need a man for his financial support. You need his love, which is a different issue. So when there is harmony in the marriage, children are happy. The world gets better.
But there's always going to be the dichotomy of a man and a woman, and the man was always the stronger person. He was always the protector. He was always the supporter.
But that's not true.
And it is true. Classically, it is true. It goes through centuries back to the caveman instinct. You know, a man has to be allowed to be a man.
This is third millennium, and women evolved into social creatures of beauty and courage. And that changes everything. And I can tell you that men love a confident woman. They are not afraid of a confident woman.
Do you
That's
think?
why your husband loves you so much.
Yeah, I mean, Debbie said her man was intimidated by her.
Was,
I mean, Noeline, what about your man?
I think
what about your man?
I think
I'm sorry.
yes, I think it's an excuse, basically. I don't think it's true.
Not all men are the same. Like majority of men will always say are intimidated by women's success, but not all men.
Majority.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the majority are.
Yeah,
I would say 40%.
But do you think maybe it's our attitude as women? We're coming out as we're independent, we're independent.
Yes.
Then it's not the man. It's not the man.
I would still say,
I think the
just
men
like her, I
don't
do
know their
agree with her.
place
Men
now.
naturally wants us to stay at home, you know, make their dinner, look after the kids, and keep the home lovely.
What's wrong with that?
But not all women
what's
want
wrong
to
with
do
that?
this.
Because
Marina,
you
in
can't
the 21st century, you don't see what's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Answer Noeline.
And most women don't see what's wrong with that, but some women want to go out there. In fact, they want to be the breadwinner of their home. And
But what's wrong with that? So you see, so there is a harmony that needs to get to a point where it's giving, is not taking. You don't marry somebody for what they could support you or how they could support you. You marry them for love, and love is giving, and the man marries a woman for love. That's a fact.
I did say that in the beginning, that a lot of marriages end because I know, I've asked my friend, oh, so what happened? He never used to support my project. I was like, what? Did you marry him as a business manager or your project manager? People lose, you know, people don't know the difference between meeting in the bedroom and meeting in the boardroom. If you want somebody to meet in the boardroom, surely that's not your husband.
But love is
women are very powerful,
You know,
by nature.
Yes.
We are born with qualities, and it's amazing how much we have. I
Yes.
can say we have it all. So a woman can cook for herself, can take care of herself, can take care of her own health, can be selfish, she knows she needs to take care of her family, yes?
Yes.
So she is in control. A man, when you drop a man, is broken. Is not the same person anymore. And I want all the women who are listening now just to think, what if it was your son? What if you're talking about your son
That's
right
deep.
now?
That's deep.
I think love comes as a package, though. To be honest, I think you know.
Yeah.
Why do you love one person and you don't love another person? There has to be something in that person that you identify with and love. Yeah. So in other words, I might not love one man, but I might choose to love another man, and the person that I love comes as a package, and that package very much identifies with me. So my husband would indeed be very different to yours, or to yours, Marina, because we all have differences about us.
But
And I think that's
is
quite important.
Is the question of what package is more valuable? Or you are thinking, I'm going to create and deliver love into this marriage, and this marriage is going to be what I'm making of it.
Well, a marriage, yes, but you have to love the person before the marriage, because you don't marry without love. So the love has to be the package before it's the marriage.
Yeah, I totally agree there. So what I don't understand is why women think the men, the men in the third millennium have to be the breadwinner, have to be the brain, have to be the father, have to be the supporter.
Maybe he wants to.
Have to be the fun.
Maybe he wants to. Let's
but-
put a man in. Maybe he wants to. Maybe he doesn't want to be second and like drained.
But it's not
and
about
dropped
being
by-
second or first. I think it's about completing each one's energy. It's about
But do you
energy.
think a lot of marriages now end because men think they're second? The
Yeah, they
women are
don't have
becoming more powerful?
They don't have a
not at all.
purpose.
No. I think that's nonsense. It's total nonsense. I don't believe in that. I don't think anyone could be better than other. You are you, and I am me. And if my energy is right for you, the marriage is going to last.
Right.
If your energy is right for me, and I feel that you make me who I am,
Yes.
it's going to last forever. And I think we have to give more credit to men, simply because without men, the world is not enough.
Marina said it very clearly. Marriage is an achievement, and she sticks by it. She has her reasons. Thank you for your views, Marina. We appreciate it. And check out Marina at Radio Works. Noelin says she was sitting on the fence, right? You didn't say yes or no.
Yeah, it depends on the individual.
It depends on the
or
individual.
marriage,
Absolutely
yeah.
right.
And I do agree that
We
some
have to go.
marriages-
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank
Check
you.
Noelin out of African Dazzle. And of course, Debbie said as well, you know, she felt like, yes, it was an achievement, and to some extent, not an achievement. Debbie, thank you very, very
Thank
much.
you
We'll
very
see you
much.
on the red carpet.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know what to say because I'm the moderator here, but whatever you do, look after your marriage. Thank you. Goodbye.